In this 1969 photo, Ilyasa Shabazz, second from right, sits on the lap of her mother, Betty Shabazz, who was an important civil rights leader. Imagine trying to write about your mother when she was a kid. Where would you start? What kind of story would you tell? That's what Ilyasa Shabazz had to ask herself. She wrote a book about her mother Betty called Betty Before X. Betty Shabazz's husband was Malcolm X. He spent his life fighting for the rights of African Americans. Betty herself was an important civil rights leader, too. Malcolm X was shot in 1965, but Betty continued his work. She died in 1997. Betty was more than just an activist. She was also a mother. She raised Ilyasa Shabazz and her 5 sisters near New York City. Growing up in Detroit, Michigan. Shabazz didn't want to write about Betty as a historic figure or as a mom. Instead, she wanted to explore her mother's childhood. What was Betty like as a girl? What was it like for her to grow up in Detroit, Michigan in the 1940s? What was the city like for other African American children? For answers, Shabazz turned to her mother's family and friends. She learned a lot. Shabazz's Aunt Jimmy is Betty's younger sister. She described Betty as kind-hearted and loving. She also said Betty had a mischievous side. She sometimes snuck out of church to buy candy, which inspired a scene in the book. Shabazz co-wrote Betty Before X with Renee Watson, a children's book author. The two talked by phone as they wrote. They would email pages of their book back and forth to each other. True to life in the 1940s. Shabazz and Watson continued to be true to what life was like in the 1940s. In the book, Betty and her friends talk about how badly they were treated by a white sales clerk during a shopping trip. Other white people were rude to them too. Over time, Betty notices racist behavior more and more. She grows angrier and angrier. This anger drives her work as an activist. Through her writing, Shabazz and Watson try to bring Betty to life. The two women have something else in common. They both want to change the world for the better. People from different backgrounds. As a kid, Shabazz took dance and violin lessons. She loved horseback riding. As she grew older, she taught young people living in group homes and prisons. Today, she travels and speaks to people across the country. She hopes there can be better understanding between people from different backgrounds. Watson grew up in Portland, Oregon. Her early life was filled with music and poetry. She and her 4 older siblings loved to sing Jackson 5 songs for their parents. Watson also liked to recite poems by the African American poet Langston Hughes. She read her own poetry too. Art can fix problems in society. Watson became a writer and a teacher. She wrote an award-winning story, Piecing Me Together. She believes the arts can help people to talk about and fix problems in society. Last year, Watson wanted to honor Langston Hughes. He once lived in Harlem, a neighborhood in New York City. Harlem has been an important center of African American arts. Hughes' old home is still there. Watson founded a group to preserve it for future generations to see. Shabazz and Watson think kids should try to help out in their communities. That can mean writing about what is wrong, Watson said. It can also mean describing the beautiful things in life. My mother always told us, just as one must drink water, one must give back, Shabazz said. In other words, helping the community should feel like something we must do every day.